When's the last time you tried to use this kind of a prompt with any of these public models? Oprah Winfrey and Tom Cruise are taking a selfie while standing in the rain. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss the creative uses of AI, and I'm sure you're up to here with Nano Banana and Seed Dream. And remember Flux Context? That was cool a minute ago. Well, if you haven't yet heard of REVE, that's how I'm pronouncing it because that's how it's spelled, then I'm going to introduce you to it and you're going to say, wow, that's pretty freaking good. And if you don't, well, I just don't think I even know you anymore. REVE has actually been around for a while in a preview form, and I've been playing with it for months and months and months and have sort of secretly been extremely impressed with it in the background, and I just never got a chance to make a video about it because there was just so much else going on. And now its first official release has become available, and they have a reasonably generous free plan, and I'm going to show you why this is so cool and why you need to be messing with it. Like Nano Banana and Seed Dream, this is a chat to edit model, but it does some pretty amazing things that these others just will not and cannot do. Cannot do, Bob? Cannot, will not do. So not to tease you with that, let me show you right away exactly what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to start walking you through some examples. I've been playing with this for a couple of days now, and I still feel like I've just scratched the surface of its potential, but let's just get into it. Here's the prompt I'm using. When's the last time you tried to use this kind of a prompt with any of these public models? Oprah Winfrey and Tom Cruise are taking a selfie while standing in the rain. Let's just send that up there. It tells you I'll create 3 variations of Oprah Winfrey and Tom Cruise taking a selfie in the rain, and as you look at these images, you will see that it is Oprah Winfrey and Tom Cruise taking a selfie in the rain. They don't look like distorted versions of them. They don't look like censored, not quite them versions of them. Why, it's just them, isn't it? If I want to iterate on any of these images, I can just click on them from over here and they will appear in this little area, or I can just choose them from up here and it will also populate them. We'll choose this one here and I'll just drag an image of me on here. And the prompt I'm going to use is the man in @2, referencing me, photobombs Oprah and Tom. I'll create 3 variations of the man from your photo photobombing Oprah and Tom's rainy selfie. And we got a few versions. That one's not so great. That one's very weird, but this one is more along the lines of what I was looking for. Just like any of these other chat to edit models, with this particular photo selected, I can just add any editing instructions that I want to, like change the background to the beach, and it says I'll create 3 variations with the beach background while keeping the photobomb moment intact. I didn't give it instructions like leave everything else the same. I just said change the background, so it did do that, and it changed the configuration of the images somewhat. I really like this one here. Let me show you another way to edit this image that nobody else is doing. If we click up here on edit, it's going to take a look at the image and it's going to break it up into pieces. We have the Tom Cruise, we have the Oprah Winfrey, and we have the man. If I expand that, we've got Tom Cruise's face, we've got Oprah Winfrey's face, and we've got the man's face. Sometimes it'll break it down to even more things like the shirt or whatever. So let's say that we wanted to make a change just to Tom Cruise's face. I can click the little pencil here for an edit, and you'll see Tom Cruise, approximately 50 years old, wearing a white linen shirt, smiling. That's just part of the prompt. If I want to see the entire prompt that was generated based on what I said, I can click on prompt, and here it all is in its long, detailed glory. So let me go back over here, click on Tom Cruise's face, and I'm going to say is wearing sunglasses. I'll go ahead and click the check mark, and then that edit is waiting to be completed. Now with Oprah, since it didn't break her down into various pieces like shirt or whatever, I can just click up here where we get the description of what she's wearing, a blue and white striped sleeveless top. So how about we say a red and black sleeveless top? We'll go ahead and commit that one here. We'll leave me alone for now and apply these edits. So now Tom's wearing the sunglasses and Oprah's got the red and black outfit on. It also gives you some suggested edits that you can do. Let's click on this, add it into the scene. Now you can type whatever you want, of course, but it gives you suggestions like add a beach umbrella to the scene, or make it a sunset beach setting, or put them on a boardwalk instead. Let's make it a sunset beach setting. And while we're at it, and convert to a cartoon. Now I'm going to be more specific with the cartoon style in a moment, but let's just see what happens when we do this. Now we got a sunset and a cartoon style, various cartoon styles, because I really wasn't specific. I can go back up here to the original. Now it's loaded in. And now, for example, if there's an artist whose style I like and want to emulate, I can be very specific here. I like the caricature artist Ralph Steadman. It's got this edgy ink splatter style. So I'm going to say convert to a Ralph Steadman caricature style. We've got these crazy caricatures that are in the style of Ralph Steadman. These are very extreme, but he's a very extreme caricature artist. Let's start a new album. Elizabeth Taylor, as a waitress in a 50s diner, leaned forward holding a tray with a chocolate shake topped with a cherry. That's not easy to say. Now, in this case, it actually did some research and found some older images of Elizabeth Taylor, and then it did some research to say, well, like, what's a 50s diner look like? And then based on those references, we'll create the images. I didn't even have to find those references or upload them. So this is fairly good. I'm going to say, use an older version of Liz Taylor. Now, I can already see that this one here is probably the one I'm going to want to use. I'll let this go ahead and create what it wants to. Now we get something like this, and now we've got some of these options we can play with if we want to. Show her taking an order instead. So we'll just click on that. We got these variations here. I'm going to say convert to a film noir movie poster, 9:16 aspect ratio for a film called Take Your Order. While that's happening, I'll say put Big Bird from Sesame Street in one of the booths in the background. That's going to be on this image here. We'll get that going. And now let's see what we've got here. Take your order. So that's a little scary. This and this. This is probably the best. We've done some research on Big Bird. So here we got a few images of her staying the same, but then Big Bird is in the booth in the background. Now, although some of this text down here is garbled and unclear, we didn't give it very specific instructions, but it's actually quite good with text. But I want to actually try something else. When I first started using this in the preview app, it didn't go out and find images. They just had a lot of these people built into the models. Like at the beginning when I did Tom Cruise and Oprah, it didn't go searching for images of them. It was already there. So I'm going to blatantly tell it not to do any online research. And I'll start a new album and I'll say, without doing any extra online research, create an image of Robert De Niro standing on a street corner during a blizzard holding a sign that says, "Are you looking at me?" I've never tried this before. We're going to see what happens. So you can see it did not go out and look for pictures of him this time. And there he is. Pretty stinking accurate. Here's another one and another one. All look freaking just like him. That's probably the least. We have 3 different aspect ratios, different tones, etc. Let's go back up to this one. Now it says change the sign to a different movie quote. So what movie quote do you think it will do if I don't tell it what to do? Let's find out. You can't handle Finn the truth. He didn't actually even say that. Say hello to my little friend. He also didn't say that. Of course, it never said it was going to use quotes of his. It just said other movie quotes. We can also do things like change the lighting to something more dramatic. Here we've got a change in the lighting, another change in the lighting, and still another change in the lighting. Without doing any extra image research, Robert De Niro and Julia Louis-Dreyfus are dancing close together in the snow, smiling to the camera in a close-up. Okay, see, now we're talking. Let's go back over here to this edit. We'll choose background, and it is using blurred background, which appears to be a snowy outdoor setting with indistinct shapes that could be buildings or trees. So instead of buildings or trees, let's say gorillas and giraffes, and we'll apply that edit. So I think that could be a giraffe right here. This could be a gorilla right here. So now let's stop playing in the world of celebrity. We'll drag in a picture of Tracy here and say, try different hairstyles. Did an excellent job here, leaving everything the same. We've got all these hairstyles to choose from. Let's choose this image here. Let's drag in a picture of this dadgum and say, she is holding up the package of gum towards the camera. Okay, so we got a few choices. She's holding up this way, she's holding it up this way, and she's back there on the street holding it up. So just like Nano Banana and Sea Dream, this model is terrific for product ads and whatnot. If you want to do some fashion changes, you can certainly do that too. We can choose an image from Pinterest, for example. Just click copy. Come back over here and click in this area and we can just paste. So now we can say the woman in at 1 is wearing the dress from at 2. And even though I didn't specify, it filled in the blank here that it's going to keep her holding the dadgum package. And it freaking nailed it and put her in different situations while keeping the lightness exactly the same. Age her to 100 years old. I know she'll love this one. Oh no. Oh dear. Maybe I should have said 70 or something. Okay, just trying something here. Woman is sitting in a rocking chair in a dark, dusty old attic petting a cat skeleton. Okay, we've got 3 variations. All of them kept the likeness. All of them followed the prompt. The third one actually kept her in that dress. I didn't specify that she needed to, but you can see it adhered to the prompt very well. So now let's just give it full creative license. I'm going to say create the most ridiculous image you can imagine. No other specifications whatsoever. Just see what it comes up with. Okay, so we got a duck juggling flaming pineapples for a lot of penguins while riding a unicycle in an executive boardroom. A giraffe on a piece of pizza on Saturn Springs. I don't need to say this, you can clearly see, but I'm going to say it anyway. With donuts and tacos shooting lasers at the giraffe. And then we have a hamster with sunglasses riding a car made of cheese, I guess, over some mariachi band players who are some sort of creature that I can't identify, and we've got all sorts of, I don't know, sausages or whatever craziness going on here. Photo of Betty Boop hailing a cab. So these are pretty cool. That's nice. How about we convert the car to a horse-drawn carriage? So it had no problem with that. Colorize the entire image. Several different colorized styles. I like them all. How about we just choose this, try different color schemes for the dress? Red, green, blue. Let's drag this picture of a meat monster into the scene and say, the monster in image 2 here is frightening the horses and the woman in image 1. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, man. And finally, redraw this image like a child's crayon drawing. I mean, come on. That's just good stuff. Let me just show you one more thing you can do in the editor here. You'll notice that if I choose Betty Boop or if I choose the horse-drawn carriage or whatever, a little box appears around them and I can actually move this over and click Apply Edits. And now Betty has moved. Same thing with the sign. If I want the sign to be bigger and over here, I can just move that. Don't have to do anything else. Just click Apply Edits. And ta-da. Bet you didn't see that coming. So I think you get the gist here. There's just a ton to play with. If you've played with models like Nano Banana and Seed Dream and Context, you get the idea of how to chat to edit. This, I just think, brings it up to a different level. Maybe not a better level in all cases, but certainly a different one, and you have more flexibility in areas, certainly like celebrity images and moving things around like I just showed you, than you do with some of these other models. So I've left a link in the description to the REVE platform, and you can see here they've got 2 plans, a free plan, which does let you do most of everything I've showed you here to a limited degree per day, and then of course the Pro plan, which I had to jump on immediately, because in addition to just text prompts and things, you can upload things like PDFs and audio to guide the generations as well, which we will do at another time. If this is the type of stuff you like to stay on top of, like I do, well, why not subscribe to this channel? I did. Doesn't cost you anything, and this is the kind of stuff we talk about all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you, and I